It's a fan favorite across the Call of Duty community where a bunch of people have teams get together and they test their skills out against another teams. And it's called Search and Destroy. What's going on, guys? And today I'm bringing you another episode, a very special episode to be exact, of Call of Duty School Strategies and Tips series. And this one's a fan favorite. Search and Destroy. There's a lot. This is where the whole tactics and strategies to the max come in play. And there's a lot of tactics right here, and every map is different when it comes to this. Like domination, those types of game modes. They're very similar in terms of strategies and everything. But Search and Destroy has its own like unique strategies and tips and everything. For each map. And each map there's different rushing routes. There's anti-rushing. There's the sound whoring tips when it comes to search. Pretty much that what happens tips when you're like the last player alive. What do you panic, or what the hell you do? That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to help you with all this, but help you become a better player on Search and Destroy. Now then this episode, I'm not gonna really go into the rushing routes, the rushing routes for each map, but that's gonna come future episodes. For each map, each episode is gonna be each map, and I'm gonna show you guys the rushing routes, the anti-rushing routes, and tips in general in each map. To what to look out for and everything else like that. But for now, in this episode, I'm gonna give you guys some general tips to how to win the game. And here we go. Now, tips in general: you always gotta be cautious since you only have one life per round. You always gotta be cautious. Like never be like rushing. Only lasts for a few seconds. After that, it's cautious all the way. You gotta be cautious. All right, I'm gonna go this way, but I gotta keep my eye on. I gotta keep my attention right here, but at the same time I gotta keep an eye on this side in case the rushes from the enemy team coming from this side, from stuff like that. You always gotta be cautious. You only have one life, so you gotta be on your tiptoes. You gotta be on your high senses and everything else like that. Now another tip is keep in mind to check how many enemy players are there alive, by checking the scoreboard. This is very important because many times, the enemy player, the enemy team plants the bomb. There's only one guy left, and there's like 3 people left. But one of the let's say your teammate kills all 3 of them, but he thinks there's another guy like hiding, waiting for him to try to defuse the bomb, and he's gonna go kill him. So what he does is your teammate goes to he does defuse, but he lets go and he looks around, and by then it's too late. You already lost, the bomb explodes and everything like that. Always keep in mind how many players are alive right there. If it's one left, even if it tells you that this guy's the last one alive, a lot of times people are focused too much that they forget there's only one player. It's 1v1 or anything like that. So that's why it's very important to check how many people are alive. There's 5 people alive, 5 enemy players alive left, 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. It's very important to check on that. Now on offense, when your team has the bomb, have the rushers plant the bomb quick on one side and have the area locked and secure. Secure all the entrances. That's very important. But you also gotta be alert when the enemies are approaching. So the rushers are the ones who are rushing and getting the kills. And if one of the rushers has the bomb, communicate with that rusher. Tell them like, look, rush in over here at A, plant the bomb, and we'll get over there and we'll secure it. We'll secure the perimeter and we'll lock it down and we'll win the match and everything like that. That's big right there. That's a very good tip right there. Now, like I said, you always gotta be alert when enemies are approaching. Now, another tip is when you're outnumbered, it's always to if you have let's say four, 2v4. You know, it's always best to stick, you know, close to each other. You know, you gotta stick together. You know, especially when you're on offense, you gotta plant the bombs. You gotta, you know, stick together. You know, plant the bomb. Once the bomb has planted, you now have to wait and let the enemies come to you. Let's say it's 2 against 4, like I said before. Now they have to come to you, so now you have the kind of like the element of surprise in a way, to come in and attack them, so you have a better chance, to win. You know, your stakes are raised more like that. Not stakes. I don't know, like your chances of winning are higher, but you can still lose. If the enemy players catch you. Now on defense, when you're like when you get when your team doesn't have the bomb, your job is to stay near and defend the bomb site. If you're not a rusher in the defense side, your job is to stay near and defend the bomb site. If the enemy has planted the bomb, don't rush in, for the defuse. Sometimes you gotta wait, go slowly but cautious and everything. You gotta use those 45 seconds to take out what's left of the enemies. Sometimes the defense, sometimes they forget, like, oh, they're running around everywhere, but there's only two places that enemy players gonna plant the bomb, A or B. You gotta be near those right there. You gotta camp it somewhere, but you gotta not like in one spot. You gotta be moving around in one little set of perimeter. You gotta be like, oh, I'm gonna go over here, but I'm gonna go over here. Patrol that area right there. There's only two places that enemy players might go. Now, that's like I said before, if the enemy player plants the bomb, you just don't rush in like, oh, like a maniac. Just rush in and I'm gonna fucking destroy you, whatever. Chances are they're gonna find you, they're gonna kill you. Anyways, so moving slowly, try to see where the enemy players are at, try to take them out one by one. There's 45 seconds. 45 seconds is a lot of time. If it's like a medium size or small size map, but if it's a large, try to move in more faster, like walk, crouch, and run sometimes like that. Now, I already did my Sunhoring tips in the previous video, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link those videos, the Sunhoring tips. Those are really valuable, good tips, that are really popular, and in my channel that about Sunhoring. I gave you guys the when you guys have the the headsets, the gaming headsets, tips on how to use how to Sunhoring better. And for those who don't have headsets, you're on the for those who to defend themselves against people who are Sunhoring. I'm gonna link you guys in the bottom of the description and provide you guys with the links. Now, rushing tips for this is for rushing tips in general like that. For a primary, you either want to go for an SMG or a shotgun for the fastest movement for the most speed movement you can, but mainly an SMG will do fine like that. For a secondary, I recommend either a pistol or machine pistol. Those you can run faster with those. And for lethal and tactical, I recommend using a claymore or a bouncing Betty, or Semtex or something else like that. And for the tactical, I recommend using stuns, flashbangs, or EMP grenades like that. For the perks, you gotta equip extreme conditioning. You gotta rush in. You gotta run, sprint longer and faster, get there quicker. And quick draw is a good one, so you can throw the stuns. Detect, oh, there's like 3 guys over here, and it tells you like how many players have you stunned or flashbang. It tells you, it makes like 2 clicks or something like that. And sit rep pro to so you won't fall victim of traps laid by the anti-rushers or whatever. And not only that, sit rep pro, you can also hear better if you're Sunhoring like that. Or another third choice for the perk is steady aim, which you can aim your gun will be ready to fire quicker. So that's a pretty big plus if you're rushing. Now for the strike package, choose what's best for you. Whether it's specialist or the strive or support. Choose the one that's better. But I don't really recommend the support package because the support is usually high high kill streaks. They're high. You gotta get 8 or 9 or 10 to get the good ones and everything. So I recommend sticking with the strike package and the specialist. The strike package, UAV, predator missile, and all those stuff. Now, for the anti-rushing tips, you gotta know it takes a rusher to kill a rusher. So with the anti-rushing tips, you gotta know where the rushers are gonna use their routes in it, and just wait for them. That's it. That's simple right there. Just wait for the rushers to come rushing, and if you're a sniper, oh, it's much easier for that. And it's pretty much, well, yeah, like I said, it's just wait for them. That's all you gotta do. Set traps for them and everything in case they're not running Stalker Pro or SITREP. Set the traps where the sound for the rushers are gonna be at and everything like that. And that's pretty much it for this episode for Search and Destroy. Like I said before, I'm gonna do search, rushing tips and everything, anti-rushing for each of the map in the game mode. So expect future Search and Destroy tips and strategies for each of the game's maps. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.